Hey guys, welcome to another vlog, and today I have some awesome news for you. Remember the video about 5 things that I love and hate about my car? Well, Igor, that drives silver E36 325i, which you could see in this video, he had old suspension from his car, which I got. Also has these camber plates on top of the front coilovers, but there's an issue. One of the coilovers, the necks here, got broken, and the previous owner, a friend of mine also, welded on these things, or maybe before him even. I have no idea, to be honest, who welded that, but one of them fell off, so one day I have to go and weld these things up. And here the back springs and shocks here, but that's not for today. For today, I'm going to be fixing another thing that he gave me from his car, because that car is completely gutted. It's a proper race car now. He gave me the sound system. I have Pioneer head unit. Furthermore, he gave me speakers to put on my car, because maybe my speakers are also broken. I don't know. But thank you so much, Igor. And this is huge help. Thank you so much for all of that, because I had to find a way to make my suspension harder on car from the drift weekend I had. And right now that I have these new tires and rims, I'm rubbing all the time. As soon as I put this suspension and sound speakers, and I was going on the highway and there's a bump, I could hear tire rub. So I need to raise the back and make it harder. And same for the front. I was told that this suspension is really hard, so let's hope it's hard and we can exchange from TA Techniques to this brand. I have no idea what it is, but if it's harder, it's gonna work and I'm gonna be really happy with the car. TA Techniques is a good compromise. It's not perfect on the truck and it's not perfect on the city, but it's still good for fun driving, and it could still take a beat on the truck. Right now I'm gonna go to James from J-Spot, because I need help with the head unit and sound speakers, because I have no idea how to do that and I cannot even take my old audio system out. Alright, this is my old speaker. The button turn it on doesn't work, as I said in the video 5 things I love and hate about my car. Also, it never properly worked. It has CD cassette player, and that's it. It doesn't have AUX, doesn't have USB, and it's as old as the car, I guess. Maybe a bit younger, not much though. And even to change the volume, you have to press the buttons, which are obviously now broken because we hit it too much. Because before, for me to turn it on, I had to hit it and it would work. The goal for today is just take this out and maybe clean these wires up. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Maybe that's gonna be for tomorrow or other days. It's just, I'm not bothered with it. I just want to have music in the car. And I'm gonna be putting speakers on here. There's somewhere here. Here are the speakers. Alright, I'm gonna try to take out this panel here and this panel here in order to take out the old CD player or whatever it is. For that, I have to take all this piece out, so I have access to take this. Just simple, just. To take this black piece out, there's 2 screws here. I didn't have to do any of this, I just had to pull this thing out. Yeah, now it's taken out.
Alex has to figure out how to take out the cassette player, because that's how old this is. What is that back there?
All the climate control thing.
Yeah.
And I think I dented these things out, so I have to put them back in.
Not with this screwdriver.
With what?
We don't have the tools that fit here and here for us to pull out the old cassette player, so we're going to try and figure it out with a knife.
We can do it with a knife?
I hope we can do it with a knife. Normally we can take the CD player out without doing all of this stuff. It's something we need to...
It's like wedged in there.
We need to do a Google so that I remember again, because I can't remember how we do it. Yeah, mother...
Oh well! It's just a broken knife. Now it's wedged there properly. Just break it off. I don't know, I just want to break it now. I have another knife. Oh, that was that easy, Ramalaya. Fuck. That's a lot of shit in here. So every single thing I've done here was useless! This stuff doesn't fit the new radio.
we're going to cut these wires off and we're going to attach them to here. These are the speaker wires, and this is power, negative, remote, and some other stuff. And we're going to get some electrical tape, as we don't have heat shrink at the moment, and we're just going to do them up temporarily, make sure everything works, and then at a later date we'll put heat shrink and do it the correct way.
So after a lot of hustling, I took this thing apart, and it was really difficult to take this one out because there's this piece that was like holding it there. I took out the speaker. That's it. It was actually a Pioneer speakers from the factory, and they actually sounded nice. It's Pioneer, right? Yeah, Pioneer. And they sounded nice from the factory. Like, it was good bass while my head unit worked, but I guess the new ones would be much better. So this is new one, this is old one. They're actually exactly the same size.
Yeah.
So James, what jobbed the speakers?
This is temporary. We're going to fix it. We're just making sure it's working, and then we'll put heat wrap. This is a complete fire hazard.
So we have my USB with copyright-free music. I connected together this Pioneer speaker,
And we have one speaker here,
which James connected before.
and we have two at the back, which are temporary for the moment. We're going to see if it works.
How the fuck? Maybe some of the wires are not connected properly. We checked the fuse boxes. Now try to turn it on again. Yes, it was a fuse box that blown.
Let's see. I can't believe we fixed it. How do we change
The copyright music. Wait.
source? USB.
What the fuck? These are the bug, James. Turn them off. Well, we turned the radio on. What the fuck have we done?
Can you change this?
I couldn't even put the music down. What the fuck? Why? Just turn it off, for fuck's sake. Yeah, as soon as there's like a bass, there's this fucking noise. That's really bad. We just noticed that it's because the wires were touching, it was making this noise. We unplugged
Try
the...
again.
Okay, turn it on.
Oh yeah! I can't hear anything! Now it's time to fix all these wires and put everything back in its place. It's pitch black outside and it's absolutely freezing.
But we live in Cyprus. Go to Cyprus, they said it's really warm most of the time. Sure. So, this side here is done. The speaker is secured. James wired up electric tape all of the wires together. We've also put speakers at the back, as you can see here. Have to find a way how to secure it in here though, properly. Like, James, I don't think it's actually fitting. I don't know how we can make them fit. James says we can, but we'll see later. Alright, moment of truth.
Power! Oh yeah. And they're in at the back.
The speakers at the back.
Yes, one over there and one over there. They are not screwed in yet.
They're vibrating like a... It's good! Now my friends are gonna hate me when I'm gonna drive this car. Alright guys, so it's the next day. Me and Sparky, we connected the front speakers only that night, and I have to figure a way how to put the rear speakers on the car. Also, I'm officially a J-spotter now. Like, I'm on the team. And if you look here, here's the rear speakers. The problem is when you connect them and they're playing, they're wobbling, they make annoying sound. Like the quality of music is terrible. So I went home and I picked up those kind of bolts and nuts, which I could put to hold them in one place. But in order to have as little noise as possible, I'll try to use this material, which I got from the suspension. I'll try to cut it in a shape and put it in between the metal and the speaker so it would not make the wobbly noise and reduce the quality of the sound. So it's secured with these two bolts. Let's try. So I tested. When there's not a lot of bass, it sounds decent and it works perfectly. But as soon as you put a bit of a bass up, it starts to wobble. And it's not gonna work like that. Have to think about something else. But that's gonna be for the next video. As you saw, I have no idea what I'm doing with the cars, and I'm just learning on the way. And the lesson I learned that night is that sometimes the easy way is the only way to do things. Because there's too much hassle for no reason. But it works. Like, yeah, the front speakers work. About the rear speakers, I have to find some kind of foam adapter. I don't know what I'm gonna find out, but I need to think about it, what I can put so it's not gonna be vibrating that much. Maybe a couple trips to Home Center or some other building shops. Also about suspension, I still have to raise the back of the car, and I'll put these camber adjustment adapters on the front, so make sure you follow not to miss the video on how the car is gonna turn out with the suspension settings a bit differently. I hope the car will not lose its style, because I really enjoy the fact that it's really low on the ground, but at the same time it doesn't really bother me. It's a drift car. It was supposed to be a missile car, but I got too attached to it and I want it to be nice and clean, and you know, this is not the car now that I would want to crash into other cars, but I think if I'll do it once or twice, I'm not gonna care so much. So make sure you subscribe and comment what you would like to see on the next vlogs. And until next time, and I hope I'll see you next week.